So I am a physician, I'm a pediatrician, and a mom, and a wife, and people say, how do you make that work? First of all, you have to remember time is relative. It's not an absolute. So once you get that out of the way, then you have to live. I had to learn to live my life to be very fluid. I can't be a doctor from 9 to 5 and only be a mom from 5 to 9. It doesn't work that, life doesn't work that way. It never has, it never will. We have to be very fluid. Early on in my practice and when my children were little, if my kids had a teddy bear picnic at school in kindergarten, I would close my office for a couple hours and go do that and be with them. And if I had a patient that needed to see me at 7 o'clock at night because they had an acute issue going on, I would explain that to my children, thank them for giving up their time with me, make them part of the sacrifice, and let them feel they were engaged in what I was doing just by staying home and taking care of things, whether it was cleaning the dishes off the table or sitting down and getting their homework done while I was gone. And then, I would go and take care of my patient and just be there for my husband. He worked long, hard hours. And it was so funny because for dads, it's a little bit different, I think, sometimes. Like, this is a great example for my husband. He used to come home from work and his office was right inside the front door. So he would make a beeline from the car to his office so he could calm down, read the paper, blah, blah, blah. But then he would have 6 little boys banging at the door, yelling for him, and he'd get so rattled by that. And finally I said, Mike, just give them 5 minutes. Just be with them. Be present. Be there for them. Let them show you their homework. Let them show you, what they did in school. Let them tell you about their kickball game on the playground. Just let them talk. I said, you're boring. They're going to get bored with you in a couple of minutes. Don't worry about it. And so he would come home and he would sit down on the stairs and they'd come up and they'd be in their order and they'd show him and tell him everything. And then they would run back to the playroom or do whatever their homework. And he had plenty of time to read the newspaper and get ready for dinner and those sorts of things. So it was kind of, as a wife, sometimes you have to help bring your husband and your kids together at that right mergence, that right meeting ground too, to keep it all. You don't take it personally. You just say, how am I going to solve this problem and make it work right for everybody? And when we're raising our children, one of the most beautiful things I found, my mother taught me this, was if there's a stress on the family, if there's something going on, make the kids feel part of the sacrifice. Let them participate in a way, but acknowledge that. Don't just assume it. Well, you have to do that because you're supposed to do that, or you're just a kid, or you're just that. No, make them feel that the goal, the gifts that they can bring at their levels of development, at their ages, is just as important as the sacrifice that dad's making when he's spending 24 hours in the hospital, or the sacrifice that mom's making when she's not going, on her vacation because she has a sick patient or something. Make the kids feel part of that, and then you grow together as a family a lot better.